So let's get into the story time about how I became disabled at the age of 23 years old. This is actually me recording this video, believe it or not. I was still in shock. I didn't really feel it just yet. But let's get into this story because I'm going to try to shorten this up to one video as much as I can, okay? So at the time of my accident, I was actually pregnant. I was not this far along. I was only like a little over a month, probably a month and a half. So the man I was pregnant by is the reason for all of this. I'm not going to be stating any names. No, I did not press charges. How it happened, I was sitting on top of his car. I was actually on the phone with my supposedly boyfriend at the time. He wasn't really my boyfriend. We were like on a breakup. We took a break. We were like kind of on a breakup. Let's say that. So while we were on that break, I kind of just wanted to explore and do me, and I ended up talking back to someone in my past, which was the one who I was pregnant by. We ended up getting really messed up one night and just playing a baby and going home, and actually, we did it. Like I said, I was on top of his car one night. I was talking on the phone. He was inside the house. I was talking on the phone to the one who I was actually supposed to be in a relationship with, and I was sitting here dealing with this goofy, right? So I see him walk out the house, and I'm trying to get off the phone. Like, I'm trying to find the perfect words, like get off the phone real fast. So before I can even fully end my phone conversation, he gets in the car and started up. By the time I press in and look back, he's pulling off. I have to grab the front of the hood. So when I grab the front of the hood, he's like blindsided. He can't even see the road at this point. All he sees is me. I'm looking him dead in his face. When I say I thought I was looking at a demon that night, he looked it so devilish. I knew I was probably just gonna lose my life. So a truck comes through the stop sign, and like I said, he can't see. So they wind up smashing into each other. At the time, my child's father's license plate was sticking outwards, like it was bent out. So that's what wound up slicing my foot off. Y'all, I do have PTSD after that accident. After everything I've been through so far, I am PTSD, so I shake a little bit when I'm telling this story. I'm traumatized, okay? I'm very much traumatized. I was in so much pain, it didn't even hit me until I was already in the ambulance truck. So when I did get to the hospital, I was all wrapped up and everything, so I never really even got to see my foot after I recorded it. I never got to really see how it looked after that. So here I'm showing you how badly bruised my knee and my thigh actually was too. Like, my thigh was almost flattened. All my ligaments in my knee was torn, and I had to get like stitches on one side of my knee. And there that is. So basically they just went through days and days of cleaning it. This is like a fast forward picture, but they just went through days of cleaning my wound, and they did not know what they were going to do to it. They didn't know how they were going to attach my foot back together, and they told me if they couldn't come up with something, they were going to have to do a full amputation. So they ended up telling me that they were going to have to do a skin graft, and they asked for my permission to take skin from my thigh. I said, of course. I asked them would they be taking it from the same thigh. They said that they're going to try to, so they don't have to mess up both my legs. But if they can't take from the same thigh because it might be too badly bruised, then they would have to take from the other thigh. So I just don't know how irritated I was when I woke up and they took it from my other thigh. So now both my legs are messed up and I look like a freaking Stitch doll. But I'm just happy that I'm still alive and they were able to save my foot. Now, going back to this picture, this is when the flap was already done. They had already did the skin graft, and I could not see it. I was so agitated in that hospital. I'm like, I want to see how it look. But this is the safety guards that they have to go through in order to keep it safe and not fall back off. A couple days went by. They told me that I'm going to be in a wheelchair for a while. I cannot put my foot towards the ground whatsoever. I rolled around in a wheelchair. Whenever I was able to get up, I rolled around in a wheelchair just like this. I couldn't even make it around my house because the house that I was in at the time was way too small for my foot to be sticking out like this. I couldn't get through the hallways or anything. So when they did finally take all that stuff off my leg and I was able to see it, I was disappointed in the outcome. Like, is this how I'm finna look forever? But I was just happy that I still have a foot and I still have a chance of being able to walk one day. And then these bars were actually going through my foot and through my legs. I got a little picture here so you can see it. Like, that's actually going through my foot. And it looked like I was shot quite a few times because those bars. This was actually my first knee appointment where they took the cast off and they realized I was going to really have to have surgery. Like, none of the ligaments that was torn were not going to be able to grow back on their own. Well, all of them was torn, basically. The ACL, the PCL, the MCL, all of them. So I finally got into therapy when I graduated from the wheelchair to the walker. I finally got into therapy, and this wonderful guy started helping me, get my life back, get my feeling back. He was like stretching my foot out every day. He was making me get on this little bike, and then the day I was finally able to put my foot towards the ground, OMG. I was 9 months pregnant trying to learn how to walk. I had a newborn trying to learn how to walk. Thankfully, she made it. Thankfully, I made it. And this is my beautiful baby girl through all of this. This is her then. And this is her now. Thankfully, we made it out because I couldn't ask for nothing better. I love her so much. So this is when I finally got my screwers. Well, they call them screwers. They're stitches. This is when I finally got my stitches out. And y'all, that hurted so bad. And then this is when I finally got the metal taken out my foot. You see the blood on it and stuff? Like, she literally twisted it out my bones while I was woke. No medication, no anything. I wanted to fight, okay? And I did keep my shoes and my outfit from that accident. I'll probably have it for life. I wouldn't call it a souvenir, but it's damn sure a memory, I went through hell and I made it. And they had to literally, it was already damn near split in half like that, but they had to literally split the rest in half to get my foot out of there. And I don't know if y'all even noticed, but this is sitting on top of my potty. So at the time, I literally had to have someone take care of me and use the bathroom next to my bed. I couldn't walk or anything, of course. So I literally had to scoot onto the pot next to my bed and have someone dump it every day. And I appreciate him for that to this day. Little update on my leg. This is how my leg looks today. I would say I'm very appreciative for it. I couldn't ask for nothing better. And this is how the scar on my other leg wound up turning out. I did gain a lot of weight because I was pregnant and couldn't walk. So yes, that's one thick ass thigh, okay? I just hope I didn't miss anything and I was able to touch bases on everything that I really wanted to touch bases on. It took me almost a year to learn how to even walk. I had a limp for another year and we're going on a third year. I don't limp at all. I walk perfectly fine until, let's say I've been up for too long, probably like 4 or 5 hours. It'll get swollen. It'll be harder to walk at that point, but I can still walk. I just cannot work a full-time job, not even a part-time job. I tried that as well. But I have to either have a sit-down job or I have to have a work from home job or something like that. So right now I'm a full-time DoorDasher because I can log in and log out whenever I want to. I was denied disability, believe it or not. And yeah, so that's my story. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions, please let me know. Bye.